greatest generation. My grandparents were amazing, and their legacy speaks for itself. The baby boomers, this is the civil rights generation, the women's rights generation, Chuck Schumer's generation, Nancy Pelosi's generation, John Lewis's generation. They have so much to be proud of. It is time, though, for new leadership. The other generations, X, millennials, Z, it's time for us to step up. The stage is waiting for us to lead, not just the party, but the nation right now. We are a country where most Americans do not think the American bargain is working for them. We need to redeem the dream of America, and it's going to take courageous new leaders who are willing to stand up and fight for that America, for that to happen. So I'm calling to everyone. God bless the baby boomers. God bless the great generation. When I meet them, I'm overwhelmed when I meet World War II veterans and the like. But what's our fight? And I think our fight needs to be to make America real for every American.
But we have dynamic, young, new leaders.
Who are some of the top
Chris
names?
Murphy is a top leader. Cory Booker is a dynamic leader. Brian Schatz is a dynamic leader. I mean, Elizabeth Warren is someone whose ideology I appreciate. There are a lot of great talent. And really, is Chuck Schumer, when you think about it, just from a common sense test, do you think Democrats around the country think that Chuck Schumer should be the face of the future of the Democratic Party? Of course not. And I just said out loud what people are thinking in their own private thoughts. And you know what the Democrats need to do? We need to be more independent and truth-telling in this country and bold and not rest on niceties.
Kelly, it seems like there is growing pressure now for Chuck Schumer to step down as Senate Minority Leader. Do you think that could happen? And can you explain why he is facing that kind of pressure?
Well, it's funny, Caroline, because he's angered a lot of different Democrats. He's angered some on the more left flank that wanted him to stay strong and keep going with the shutdown. And then he has angered the more moderates who said this shutdown is not good for Americans. It's not good for my constituents, everyone's constituents. Why was he playing these games? You had Senator John Fetterman, who's, really the holds a mantle of the moderate Democrats now, saying that there was no point at all to the shutdown. And then you have people like AOC, of course, and other members of the squad who really wanted the shutdown to just go on until who knows what, because Republicans were not giving in on this one, and they had no reason to, really. The things that the Democrats were fighting for were not even the things that most Americans would have wanted them to fight for, and it was just hurting, those who really did need the government open, like those on food stamps.
Well, if Chuck Schumer doesn't last as Senate Minority Leader, is there a suitable replacement within the party? Who do you think it could be?
There's going to be a lot of action there, and it's really going to show that there's huge divisions in the party. You've got the AOC types, Bernie Sanders, who's not a Democrat, but caucuses with them, of course. You've got the squad, Jasmine Crockett, who's there's no TV that she can't find, TV camera she can't find on Capitol Hill. She's been trying to get her name out everywhere. Those are the more people on the left. Now, to me, John Fetterman would certainly be someone who could work much better with Republicans than Chuck Schumer had, and then any of those would. But mostly, a lot of the party just thinks he's too moderate for the party. And so it's going to be quite an interesting thing to watch. And that's why I say don't count out Chuck Schumer just yet. It's very possible he'll be going down. But again, you need to find a replacement for him. And we saw how long that took the Republicans. I mean, there's been talk about Mitch McConnell, talk of him stepping down for years, and it took quite a while to find someone who they thought could be willing to do the job and do a good job of it.
Welcome back to Stars and Gripes, and there is plenty to get into this week, including the end of the US government shutdown.
8 Democratic senators voted with Republicans to fund the government through January without any Affordable Care Act guarantees. So yes, the shutdown may have been long and painful for millions of Americans, but at least it achieved jack squat.
Well, joining me to discuss is Gabriella Power, host of our hit YouTube show, Power Hour.
Hi, Jack.
Hello, welcome back to the desk. Now,
Thank you.
Stephen Colbert, we love playing clips of him. Doesn't he have such a captured audience? He's
really
saying,
does.
well, there's finally an end to the shutdown. Boo.
Oh, I know. It says so much about the audience, doesn't it? I think The View had a kind of similar take on the whole thing. But this has just been a disaster for the Democrats. I mean, this government shutdown could have ended a month ago. It was reported this week by Axios that moderate Democrats wanted to vote to reopen the government a month ago, and Chuck Schumer said absolutely not. He said, no, you have to hold out until November, and now look what's happened. It's achieved absolutely nothing. So much pain for Americans. I mean, so much chaos at airports, and, John Fetterman, the kind of moderate Democrat, rightfully blames the Democrats for the shutdown. He wrote, after 40 days as a consistent voice against shutting our government down, I voted yes for the 15th time. So many times I had to vote to reopen. I'm sorry to our military, SNAP recipients, government workers and Capitol Police who haven't been paid in weeks. It should have never come to this. It was a failure. And, you're looking at Chuck Schumer at the moment. He's now been voted, or the polls suggest, I say, that he's the most unpopular Senate Minority Leader. Even the Democrats are fed up with him, and there's speculation that AOC will challenge him at some point, 2028. But it's been a disaster for the Dems. The Dems lost.
Yeah, and I mean, it's all very well for Stephen Colbert, multimillionaire celebrities, to say, hold on. But you make the point, families haven't been paid. A lot of people live paycheck to paycheck. They do go through a lot of pain. There's no empathy. And it's supposed to be the left's whole thing, being empathetic. And he tries to tie it to healthcare. But for him to want it to continue, I find extraordinary.
I know, absolutely right. I completely agree with you.
Yeah.